Hello, fam. Hello, fam. Hello, fam. Hello. Today we are talking about changing our behaviors, changing our habits, changing our patterns in what we do in life. It sometimes is a challenge to switch gears in something that we're so used to doing, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in our careers, our personal health. And I often hear from folks like, well, I, they'll say, I can't do this. I can't make this shift. There's no way I'm going to stop eating sugar. There's no way I can drink that much water. There's no way I can work out that much. There's no way I can read that much. And the first step in changing it is really about our mindset, how we are viewing things. And a lot of it sometimes has to do with what it is we want to do versus we don't want to do, if we're being totally honest. And so if it's something that you really want to do or don't want to do, the practices are the same. And it's something called the habit loop, which you can read about in the book Atomic Habits. There are actually four behaviors, four laws of behavioral change. And I just want to share those with you because I think that will help you in terms of your mindset and shifting your mindset in doing things whether you want to or not. So ready? Here we go for the four behavioral changes. So make it obvious. And you could think about this in anything, but I'm going to talk about sugar-free on a sugar-free journey. So making it obvious means aligning it with something that you already do. If you already put 3 tablespoons of sugar in your coffee and cream in your coffee, swap that out for something different, something healthier. So swap it out for, if you can tolerate stevia, or cut back on the amount of sugar. Maybe instead of 3 tablespoons, just do 2 and then go down to 1. You could also go for some potentially sugar-free options. I'm not a big advocate of all sugar-free options because they're not all healthy, but the goal is to get to the space where you're not consuming as much sugar. So swap it out for something. Similar to what they say in the book is that it's tied to cues or triggers, right? So let's say you're thinking about, I want to do better at flossing my teeth. The trigger or the cue for flossing your teeth is brushing your teeth. When you brush your teeth, that's going to cue you, okay, I need to floss my teeth, right? So anytime you go to make your coffee and you're going to put sugar in it, go, I think I'll swap this out. Or instead of, when you make your lunch, maybe you were always putting chips with your sandwich. Instead of putting chips with your sandwich, you're going to swap it out for a healthier option. Maybe it's going to be beans instead, or a small salad, or some veggies and some hummus to get that protein in. So that's number one. You want to make sure that it is obvious, and really it's by attaching an old habit to a new one. Number two is make it attractive. All right. So you can only have a snack, let's say low sugar or sugar-free snack, if you go on this for about a week. Now, if you want to up the ante and make it a little more special for you, you could say, I will only have a brownie or a cookie if I remain sugar-free for the entire week. Some folks don't necessarily like to do that because they have what's called sugar dragons. And that's like, it triggers you to go into eating more sugar once you've had a little bit of sugar. I don't typically have that problem, but if you feel like there are triggers once you have sugar to want to get more sugar, then you want to opt for something that isn't so sweet, maybe fruit, berries, and things of that nature. So it's similar when you think about it in the space of alcohol. When we have sometimes one drink, it triggers that dopamine in our brain and we go, oh, wow, that was good. That was good. I can't just have one glass of wine. I can't just have one drink. I need to go and have multiple drinks. So You really want to align it with a positive behavior and let your mind know that if I get through these particular things, I can do that. I remember a colleague of mine when I was writing my book. Let me show you my book. My good stuff, which I'll go into that some other point. But there was a show that I wanted to watch, and I was like, I gotta watch the show. I can't wait to watch this show. And in the same conversation, I was telling her how I just wasn't getting as far along with my book as I needed to. I would get to it, but I was procrastinating. And she said, well, how about this? You can purchase that show, because it was on Hulu, I think. You can purchase that show on Hulu and watch that after you finish your book. So associate it with something that makes it attractive, makes you want to do it, right? Law number 3, behavioral change. Law number 3 is make it easy. So one of the easiest things I do is carry Stevia with me. And I have a certain Stevia that I carry. My mom actually recommended it, and it comes from Florida. It costs $4.99 for a bottle like this, but it lasts for a long time because you only need a drop or two, and it doesn't have that taste or aftertaste that most have. So I'll be sure to put that in the show notes where I get it from. You can't get it from Amazon. You have to order it from this spot in Florida. So, but I carry the Stevia with me, and I have a couple more in the cabinets, and it makes it easy when I go out to order club soda or to order Perrier or Pellegrino. And if I just am like, oh, I really want something sweet, I just put a couple of drops of Stevia in there. When I go and I have coffee, I don't like the Stevia that they have. I'm not even sure it's great Stevia. So instead of that, I have my own Stevia, and I'll just put a couple of drops of that in there. So make it easy for yourself. There are other things you can do. You can carry sliced apples with you and peanut butter. You can carry your lunch with you. I know that people don't always like to do that, but that is making it easy. You're prepping your meals. And I am not a good one. Well, I won't say I'm not a good one. My husband doesn't really like a lot of meals that's prepped. So I could eat it for like the week. But some folks aren't like big on eating the same meal 4 or 5 times a week. But if you're able to do that, go for it. It will save you a lot of time. It saves you a lot of brain work and energy. Our brains want to save the time and energy for the heavier decisions. So the better we make it on ourselves, or we make it better for ourselves, if we can make some of those easier decisions and get it out the way, and then you don't have what's called brain fatigue. So that's number 3, make it easy for yourself. If you were trying to drink more water, have water easily accessible to you, whether you like it hot, whether you like it cold. One thing, if you're good with it, start off with a large cup of water with lemon in it, just warm cup of water with lemon in it. And that helps with digestion. And right then and there, I use just like a little mason jar. I throw it in the microwave, and I put a couple slices of lemon in it. And that helps with digestion. And right there, you get in 12 ounces of water. Get you a container that you love to sip water out of. Do a container that you like. My favorite one is this one. It's called Flask from Amazon. And this is 4 cups of water. And I put a ton of ice in it. And I put lemon in it. And I put some potassium in it for electrolytes. And I could drink on this, and like within 30 minutes, I'm done with drinking 4 cups of water. 3 of these gives you 12 cups of water. So make it easy for yourself, whatever it is you need to do. Atomic law number 4 is make it rewarding and satisfying. So we all like to be rewarded for what it is we're doing. And one way you can do that is by, let's say if you put $1 in for every day you remain sugar-free, or you put $1 in a glass jar or something for every day that you're able to drink 12 cups of water, or you put $1 somewhere for every day that you're able to, go without drinking. And then at the end of 3 months, what do you have? Maybe it's $90 and you go buy yourself something nice. Maybe it's a new pair of shoes. Maybe it's some new fitness gear, whatever the case, you go buy something for yourself because you have to reward yourself for your hard work. If you don't see that there's a reward at the end, then you're really not going to get down to it. I love this concept of these different laws, these 4 laws of behavior change, also called the habit loop. And what was expressed in Atomic Habits is that even just small changes, and I don't even want to just say small changes, let's call them small wins, can result in large wins. Even if we do small changes daily, it can result in 37 times improvement in our lives, whether it's relationship, health, spirituality, whatever the case. So don't feel like you have to go the whole 9 yards or however long to reach a certain goal. You can start with baby steps. So if 12 cups of water is too much, let's say you're only consuming 3 cups a day, you don't want to jump from 3 to 12. You might want to say, I'm going to double that. I'll start with 6 and see if I can get 6. Or if you're like really worried about going sugar-free, don't think about doing a 30-day or a 21-day reset or fast with sugar-free. Instead, think about, how am I going to cut out on all the sugary sweets that I eat? If I'm big on brownies, cakes, cookies, pies, I'm going to cut all that out. Or maybe I'll say I'm only going to consume it 3 times a week versus 7 times a week. So make baby steps, make small wins. When you have big wins, or when you make big changes, you have big wins, obviously. And a lot of times that's kind of what I want to go for. I like to see the big wins. So when I go in, I tend to go like overboard, but I don't think that's necessarily the best approach for everyone to see long-term sustainable results. So pace yourself. Little changes, small, daily, consistent changes are key to see significant improvements in the space of just 1 year. 37 times improvement if you make small daily changes within just 1 year. I think that's great motivation for anyone. Well, I'm glad that you were here with me today. You can catch me at YouTube, on YouTube. Leva Styles is the handle there. You can catch me on Instagram, Leva Styles, and Facebook right here, and also Leva Styles as well. So thanks for joining, and I hope this was helpful. If you really like this information, please just give me a thumbs up or a comment or a like or a heart or something, just to let me know you're appreciating this content. For me, it is very important to share some of these tips with folks because I'm learning as I'm going, and I want to make it as easy as possible for other people so that you don't have to deal with some of the challenges that I've had to deal with. All right. Have a good one.